The City of Wichita has recently joined an initiative to end homelessness among veterans. We have two guests here with us today to tell us more about it. Down at the end, we have Wichita Mayor Carl Brewer, and seated next to me, we have Mary Kay Vaughn, the Director of Housing and Community Services. Thank you both for being here.
Sure, thank you.
It's our pleasure.
Well, I understand that Wichita was recently designated as a Zero 2016 community. What exactly does that mean?
Well, the 016 community, it means that by year 2016 that our goal is to end all homelessness inside of our community, and our additional goal is to by the end of year 2015 is that we will end all homelessness for our veterans. And
so what does that mean, ending all homelessness among veterans? Does that literally mean every single veteran is off the streets, or what's the definition there?
The definition for the 2016 program is all veterans who are known to us in January of 2015, that we will have housed them by the end of December of 2015.
And I know you guys do a survey every year to give you an idea of the needs of the homeless population.
That's correct. It's called the Point in Time Count, and this year it took place the end of January, and we saw a number of homeless people, veteran and non-veterans. We anticipate those numbers have not been reported yet, but I would anticipate that they'll be in the neighborhood of 60 to 65 veterans.
Mm-hmm. And Mayor, I know this is a really important initiative to you as a veteran yourself, and you mentioned it during your State of the City speech.
Yes, you know, we start looking at these individuals, these men and women who have been out and they're serving our country, and many of them, when they return, they have various different issues. I mean, if you can only just put yourself in their place, you know, as what they've actually been through, and they come back home and they're trying to readjust their lives and find employment, and sometimes they don't have homes. They're just discharged. They're about to bring back home and they're discharged, and so certainly there's some challenges that are there. And so we believe that it's very important that these individuals that went and they've served our country here in America and they've come back home. So it's our opportunity. One, we should be thanking these guys, these men and women every day. Mm-hmm. But secondly, okay, what can we do for you now? I mean, you actually you fought to protect this country. You fought to protect our communities, our neighborhoods, each and every one of us, and what we stand for. So now, what can we do for you to help you? Because we understand there's some challenges that come along with the sacrifices that you've made.
And speaking, Mary Kay, what can we do to help them? What can your department do and the rest of us?
Well, we actually have a couple of ways that we have already been serving veterans, homeless veterans. One is in partnership with the Veterans Administration here locally. They and our department through HUD have a program called VASH, which stands for Veterans Affairs Supportive Housing. And veterans that are known to the VA and that are homeless are referred to my department, and we issue them a voucher, which they can use. It's very similar to the Section 8 program. They can go out and find housing that's appropriate for their families, and then we subsidize the rent. And we've had tremendous success with that program. Well over 100 veterans have been housed, and we have additional vouchers remaining. And so it's one of the most tangible and actually one of the easiest ways that we can help. We have another program called Housing First, and it's available for persons who are homeless, whether or not they're veterans. They don't have to be. And that also is available to homeless veterans. And we've housed 2 or 3, I believe, over the last couple of years. Homeless veterans. And so I think we have some resources available to us. We just need to be able to reach out and identify, locate homeless veterans, and let them know that the resources are here.
And so for those of us who aren't as familiar with those two programs, do they just get assistance for a certain time period, or is it indefinite, or how does that work?
It's indefinite. So there's no time limit for as long as they need the rent assistance. We're there to help them. And I should also mention that with the VASH program, while we are paying for their rent, the VA is providing them with other kinds of supportive services, helping them access the kinds of resources that will help them become stable.
And what other types of resources do they need, Mayor?
Well, certainly, the services they have at the VA hospital are provided for them, but also the additional portion is providing them. Let's get them back into the system and provide jobs, things of that nature. These veterans, I mean, these men and women, they're not just individuals that really don't want to work. I mean, we have to assist them and get them back into the system and find jobs, help them find jobs. And one of the things that we're doing, and I did during the State of the City, is I encouraged our businesses, hire these guys, hire these men and women that went out there and, fought for this country, give them an opportunity to be able to take care of themselves.
Mm-hmm. And I know you also issued a challenge to some other mayors.
Yes, I have issued challenges to the other mayors, Mayor in Kansas City, Kansas, and also Mayor of Kansas City, Missouri, Mayor Holland and Mayor James, who are mayors in those particular areas. And they are also taking on that challenge and trying to work on ending homelessness and ending homelessness with veterans in their communities, in their cities. But this is something that's happening at the National League of Cities, and also the U.S. Conference of Mayors are encouraging mayors throughout America to go out and to address this issue and to make it a priority in each and every community. That's the only way that we're going to be able to solve this, because those mayors represent those individuals that have went off and served, and they come home and they've either been discharged for various different reasons. So we're getting down into the trenches as mayors and being able to working to address those issues and to be able to get these people into shelter, get them off the streets, get them the necessary help that they may need, and also get them employed.
Mm-hmm. So then how will you guys determine your success?
If, let's say, we identify 65 veterans in January, last month, January of this year, if those 65 are housed by the end of this year, that will represent success for us.
Okay.
I'd also like to mention the mayor's challenge to those other mayors. We're telling them that we're going to reach that goal before they do.
Got a time competition part of it. So if people want to learn more, or if they know somebody, who's a veteran who could benefit, what are we asking people to do?
Well, certainly if a veteran is already connected to the VA, they need to talk with their worker and ask them about housing opportunities, because as I mentioned, our VASH program takes referrals directly from the VA, and they've been great about sending referrals, and so that would probably be the easiest and fastest way for a homeless veteran to get connected with housing. If they are not associated with the VA or choose not to for whatever reason, they could contact my department for our Housing First program, and we can see if we can help them that way.
All right. Anything you guys want to add before we wrap up?
I would just say, and hopefully, at some point in time, these veterans are watching this and they're hearing the message that we were there for them. And we certainly respect the fact that of what they have actually done. We recognize, what's going on, what's happening in the world today. And we're watching, paying attention to what's happening in Washington, D.C. now, and we're ramping up. So certainly we're going to have more of our citizens and more of our men and women going out and addressing this issue. But we certainly want them to understand that as mayors and as citizens, they're there for us, and we want them to understand that, hey, when you come home, we're going to be here for you. And so certainly, if you need help, call us and let us know, because we want to be there to help you to be able to get a roof over your head, and we want to be there to try to help you be able to gain some type of employment after you've served our country. So, and certainly, we thank them for stepping up and serving this country.
Absolutely.
I think that does it. I mean,
it's hard to top that.
Right. That's our commitment, and we're going to make sure it happens.
Well, thank you both so much for being here today. It was great to hear about the exciting work that's being done in our community to help end homelessness for veterans and others.
Well, glad we could share the story.
Glad we could.
And thank you guys for watching. Do your part to help veterans.